Sandi Sawchuk from the UW School of Veterinary Medicine is with us today. It's a good day to call if you have a question. We have two lines open at 270-9933. How are you, Sandy?
I am fine, thank you. I heard you were talking earlier in the show about your dog getting into things.
Yeah, well, he's a lab, and most lab owners, and I've owned a couple of them now, and he's a counter surfer.
Oh,
he's just mischievous.
Did you ever see the movie Marley and Me?
Yes,
that's
his
dog.
Yeah.
He even looks like Marley.
Right.
But
we've had in the last week 2 dogs that came in that ate raisin bread. And remember, raisins are very toxic for dogs, and it can be anywhere from just 1 or 2 to they may have to eat a whole bunch, and we never know. Every dog's individual. So just always make sure that your counters, what you leave on your counters.
You got to train your kids too to keep the food away from the pets as well.
Let's go ahead and get to the phones, and we'll start with Cheryl in Middleton. Hi, Cheryl. What's your question?
Hi, everyone. I am calling about trimming a dog's nails. And besides getting them trimmed, they offer dremeling them so that they're as short as possible. I was told that if you dremel them with cost extra, that you can get the quick to recede. Is there any truth to that?
Well, typically when we're trimming nails, it's depending on the color of the nails, it may be very hard to see where the blood supply is. And so some dogs that have dark nails, it just works better to dremel them. I don't know anybody that charges more or less for that, but that's between you and your veterinarian or your groomer. But dremeling, you can get a little bit closer because you're able to actually just take millimeters off at a time and be able to see. So it's using a grinding wheel. They do make some commercially available ones for pet owners to buy, and they don't work very well. I say if you want to learn to do it on your own, just get a regular, home tool with the sanding disc on the end, and you can just practice doing a little bit of it at a time. But you've got to get the dog used to it because it's a scary thing, and if they've got a lot of long hair on their nails, that can get in the way as well. But a lot of show people like to do that because they get those nails really nice and short.
Okay.
Let's go to line 4. Sue has a question. Sue, go ahead.
No, I think
did we lose Sue?
Line 2. Move that. Debbie, I'm sorry. Debbie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Sorry about that. Go ahead with your question.
I have a 9-year-old Shih Tzu, and she gets these big cysts on her body, and they have to be lanced. Is there anything I could do to prevent them?
Not really. We do see a lot of dogs, it's genetic, we think, where they'll get these things that are called sebaceous cysts or sebaceous inclusion cysts. They may be fluid-filled or filled with kind of the oily material that is normally produced by the glands in the body. And some dogs are just blessed with more than others. Typically, they don't cause any problems. If they're just sitting there quiet, they're not draining, they're not getting infected, they may just sit there and be cosmetic, and we don't worry about them. And so it would be something that I would talk to your veterinarian about whether we really need to be opening these things up, because that can lead to infection. The downside is any new bumps that come up, you can't say for sure this is a cyst until you actually test it. And so don't get caught into this trap of, oh, they're all cysts, and then you find out that your dog has some type of skin cancer or something.
Yeah. Good point.
Let's go to Kathy. Hi, Kathy.
Hello there.
What's your question?
My question is her views on raw diets for dogs.
Well,
I'm getting
an hour.
Yeah, that's a big topic.
Boy.
It's a huge topic, and the reason is that in the veterinary world, the American Veterinary Medical Association and several other organizations have actually put a standout saying don't feed your dogs raw diets. And it's not so much that the dog gets sick, although most raw diets are unbalanced, don't have the right mineral properties and so on. But we worry about human health because the contact that you are going to have with your dog's saliva, fecal material, and so on, they can carry salmonella, E. coli, all these other listeria, lots of things like that that are very, very pathogenic to people. I don't recommend feeding raw diets if anyone in the family is immunocompromised or if you have young children. And if you do it, you got to be so careful. Make sure you even wash your dishes separately. The Center for Disease Control has an entire website just based on feeding raw diets to pets and the health hazards to people.
We could do a whole show on just that topic.
Let's try to squeeze in one more call from Donna in Cambridge. Also a food question. Donna, go ahead.
Hi there. I was wondering, when I open up my Bijan's food and I put it in the refrigerator, in the next eating time, should I warm that up in the microwave, or is it okay to give it to her cold?
I wonder the same thing. Good
I don't think, I mean, it may bring out the smell a little bit and make it seem like it's a little tastier, but I don't think you need to do that. It might make you feel better, but it's probably not necessary for the dog.
Oh,
so
they don't care.
They don't care. They'll eat it anyway.
I know mine will. Mine will eat anything.
I like cold pizza, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're all out of time today, but thanks for your calls, everybody. Good to see you,
Nice to
Sandy.
see
Thanks
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
And we'll be